Okay, hello you guys. We're getting on with part number 4. I'm so excited that part number 3 kind of blew my mind because Jared knows some of the people involved in the event leading up to Jeffrey Epstein's death. Now, I just have a couple of housekeeping things to talk about. One, I'm tired today, but I'm so excited. It's like my body's ready to go. My eyes want to fall asleep, but my third eye is wide open. And because today's the first day of school as well, kids are out of the house. I mean, yay, 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 moms. You know what I'm talking about. So now I get to dive into all the stuff that I want to do, but I'm so tired. I should probably sleep. So that's number 1. But I got to get on this because we have this full moon coming up in the next 24 hours, and I absolutely got to get that done. So I'm going to finish this part. There will be another part after this. It has to do with Trump and how he's tied into all of this undeniably. And I think this will be a 5-part series unless something else happens in the course of this reading. So, I want to let you guys know the other housekeeping thing, 2 other things. Sometimes, I'm human. I make mistakes. I really give it all that I have. I try to give my very best. I am never trying to deceive anyone about anything or give wrong information. I did say that 28 degrees Cancer yesterday was Mercury in its fall. No, Mercury is in its fall at 27 degrees Leo. Mars is in its fall at 28 degrees Cancer. I kind of reversed these 2 things as I was looking at it. But I didn't want to go check my books because that would just kind of ruin the momentum we had. I mean, boring, right? Okay, the other thing. What did I say here? Oh, the 9 of Swords. Okay, so the High Priestess, I had my clarifiers here. 9 of Swords, Hermit, and the Page of Swords. The 9 of Swords, I assumed, was the Moon and Mercury. And that it was the 3rd decan of Gemini, so that would put it right here, and this is 11th house. No, the 9 of Swords is let me double check, Mars in Gemini, and it is for the 2nd decan, which actually puts it here in the 10th, from 10 to 20 degrees, and 9 swords. Donald is 22. Okay, so that moves the 9 swords up into the 10th, and the 1st quarter moon, Donald drew, can you see this? The 9 of Swords. Mars and Gemini. How about that? So there's a match for the 10th house. And he drew reversal, which means there's a lessening of this nightmare for him this week. What could that be? Murder. So as you can see, look at all these charts I printed up. This is the exciting stuff. Because I'm going to go, if you look at the times here, starting at 4:28 a.m., I'm taking you at crucial points all the way up to 6:29 a.m. and 58 seconds. Epstein is dead. So I'm going to tell you what all these characters were doing, minute by minute. Is that exciting? This is the natal chart that I came up with for Jeffrey Epstein. He was born on January 20th, 1953. And taking in the knowledge of what I know about him and how the houses and the cusps, this is one thing people do not talk about, how important the house cusps are. Because if you've got something intercepted, like see here, we got the first house intercepted in the sign of Cancer. We have Capricorn intercepted over here in the 7th house. And whenever you have a house that's intercepted, there will be a sign that's intercepted. So here we have Gemini intercepted in the 12th house. See how it all fits in the 12th house here? And we have Sagittarius intercepted in the 6th house. And so the house cusps are so important because those are the things that open the door. And when you have, so these are critical degrees. And so when they're activated, it's like all the cosmic energy can just pour in. And the reason why I know this and why I know people don't talk about this is because I love sports astrology, particularly hockey, ice hockey. And is it October yet? Hockey starts in October because I love astrology. And hockey is the one sport that you can watch in real time because of the speed of the game. It keeps pace so beautifully by a chart in real time. So I can always tell like when someone's going to score. And it always has to do with the cusps. Because like let's say Venus here, if it were up here at the midheaven, when it goes over into the 9th house, guess who's going to score? The away team, because this is lands of far away. So, yeah, I've kind of got the bug. I'm itching for hockey to start. I love hockey. And now we're going off on another very important tangent that has to do with Russia. When I fell in love with hockey, I was, now I'm going to give away my age, but that's okay. I'm not quite 50 yet. I fell in love with hockey when I was in 6th grade, and it was 1980, and it was the USA men's Olympic ice hockey team that, back in the day when they used to show the Olympics, you didn't have hockey 24/7. You didn't have any sports 24/7. And so during that time, and I highly recommend so that you can get a feel for what I'm talking about, and it'll make you feel good about USA kicking Russia's butt, I highly recommend watching the movie Miracle on Ice. And Disney did such a phenomenal presentation. I'm getting chills now because throughout the course of my life, since then, and even before then, even since I was 2, I have had hockey and the NHL buzzing in my orbit somehow. But this 1980 Olympic ice hockey team, I watched them USA play that game, and they had to play the Russians to keep going in the tournament. They didn't beat Russia to win the gold. They had to beat Russia to be able to go on and play for gold. Well, Russia had this team, this big monstrous team. They won everything since the 1960s. They were just a machine. And some of the players on their team were like in their 30s with like 20 years experience. And now you've got these kids, these young kids, 17, 18 years, 19 years old, who are like trying out for the Olympic team who has no hope whatsoever. And then you have this revolutionary guy, Herb Brooks, as the coach, who in the 1960s, he was supposed to play on that Olympic team, but he didn't. And the team won gold, and that was last time they won gold. And it was something that had bothered him the rest of his life. And he was the only one who was determined to find a way to defeat the freaking Russians. Those commie bastards. And there's so many good lines in it. But that is when I remember falling in love with. There are 2 things that stick out vividly in my lifetime around then. Falling in love with hockey because it was such a visceral experience when the United States won. It was transformational. Like, I can still feel that so viscerally. Just how overcome I was by this miracle happening before my eyes. which was pre-recorded 24 hours ago, but nobody knew that. But how about the press back then not even giving any hints to that? So I love hockey. And watching, now I'm going to come back to why this is relevant, is because I have watched thousands and thousands of games in real time with an app on my phone. I can just check the transits, where the city is, what's happening. And so I am watching what is happening with Jeffrey Epstein starting at about 4:30 in the morning, and it's playing out like a game to me. In part 3, I started identifying who some of these key players were. Did Jared know them or didn't he? What's their function? And as you go on, you can see all these parts here. There's even more up here. This was like a game. Like, I could write a script for what I was seeing from all those thousands and thousands of hours of watching hockey. I am proud to say I am applying my skills for the betterment of America. Okay, I need to go make some coffee because I am just like going to lose my mind here in a second. But that was some good housekeeping, right? Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so here's my post housekeeping note for you guys. After I'm watching this video and I'm pouting on the countertops, we're going to beat those commie bastards. Well, it's more than just the quote from the movie Miracle on Ice. And this is what I'm going to disclose with you guys personally, which is part of what feeds my passion with all this, is that we personally know someone who defected from Russia in the 1980s and came here to the United States to play in the NHL, the National Hockey League. And he established his family here. And the reason, and to get away from what was going on there, like it's now happening here. And I know this because after his NHL career, he coached my kid. My kid and his son played together. And so for him to see what's happening here now, the family is just horrified. It's tragic. It is so upsetting to them. And so I just wanted to wanted to share that little tidbit with you, so you guys didn't think I was totally crazy. I am hockey crazy, but I'm normal. Okay, thanks you guys.